also passing their resonance within modern anomalous research, NHI, non-human intelligence contact, and even neurodiverse cognition, for example, autism spectrum filtering of novelty and signal. 1. The Nine Unknown Men, Meta-Civilizational Knowledge Management Ontological Frame. The Nine Unknown Men are not merely mythic custodians of forbidden knowledge, they embody an archetype of epistemic restraint, a shadow technocracy that governs volition-sensitive knowledge. This archetype suggests the existence of a parallel track of human evolution, where dangerous or destabilizing knowledge is neither lost nor destroyed but archived, refined, and selectively disclosed. This can be understood as a form of vertical epistemology, in contrast to the horizontal democratization of knowledge characteristic of the modern Internet age. This concept resonates with the idea of ontological shock containment proposed in postmodern metaphysics of contact, for example Jacques Vallée, Eric Davis, Hal Puthoff. Here, certain truths about reality, time, or intelligence are seen as too destabilizing for immediate cultural assimilation and must be metabolized incrementally to avoid societal disintegration. The Nine, in this sense, function as a civilizational immune system, regulating the flow of transformative knowledge to align with humanity's developmental thresholds. Interpretive parallel. The Nine's role mirrors the tension between secrecy and disclosure in modern anomalous research. For example, the gradual release of information about advanced propulsion systems, consciousness studies, or quantum field manipulation reflects a similar dynamic: the need to balance innovation with the risk of misuse or ontological destabilization. Possible book themes. The books attributed to the Nine are often listed as follows: Propaganda and Psychological Warfare, Physiology and Methods of Death, Microbiology, Alchemy and Transmutation Communication, possibly interspecies or interdimensional, Gravity and Anti-Gravity Cosmology and Light-Speed Travel, Sociological Laws of Evolution, Techniques of Energy Manipulation, Prana, Vril, Zero-Point Energy. Each of these domains maps strikingly well to modern frontier sciences: biotechnology, information warfare, exotic propulsion, consciousness studies, and quantum field manipulation. This alignment suggests that the Nine could be conceptualized as a meta-institution encoding and throttling knowledge release in response to planetary volition thresholds. Their existence implies a long-term strategy for managing humanity's interaction with advanced technologies and paradigms, ensuring that such knowledge is introduced only when humanity is ethically and cognitively prepared. Ontological implications. The Nine's framework raises profound questions about the nature of knowledge itself. Is knowledge inherently neutral, or does it carry an energetic or moral charge that must be managed? The Nine's selective disclosure model suggests the latter, framing knowledge as a force that interacts dynamically with the volitional and ethical state of its recipients. 2. Men in Black ontological border agents or parasitic mimetic dampeners. Phenomenological features. In contrast to the Nine, the Men in Black, MIB, are not described as wise stewards but as liminal, uncanny figures. Their behaviors consistently violate human narrative coherence: strange clothing textures, lack of bodily function awareness, and obsessive or confused interactions with technology. These traits suggest a phenomenology of interfacial intelligence, entities that act as if human but exhibit errors in mimetic simulation. Autistic cognition insight, high detail pattern recognition, often associated with autism spectrum cognition, may explain why certain individuals are more likely to notice or resist MIB influence. Witness reports frequently describe subtle incoherencies in MIB behavior that others overlook, such as their inability to understand basic social norms or their mechanical, almost scripted interactions. This aligns with the idea that neurodiverse cognition may function as a kind of signal fidelity detector in noisy or anomalous environments, allowing certain individuals to perceive and decode phenomena that others dismiss. Role in NHI frameworks. If NHI contact is viewed as a hyperobject, as per Timothy Morton, a phenomenon too vast and complex for direct engagement, the MIB could be understood as ontological filters. These entities may act as a control layer, protecting the boundary between consensus reality and destabilizing information. Alternatively, some researchers, for example John Keel, Jacques Vallée, suggest that MIB are tulpa-like projections, semi-autonomous memes stabilized into form by the intensity of the UFO narrative itself. In this view, the MIB are not independent agents but emergent phenomena summoned into coherence by collective belief and attention. Interpretive tensions. The MIB's role as parasitic memetic dampeners raises questions about their ultimate purpose. Are they suppressing information to protect humanity from ontological shock? Or are they agents of a larger control system designed to maintain the status quo? This ambiguity places them at the intersection of conspiracy theory, folklore, and phenomenology, making them a rich subject for further study. 3. Intersections and theoretical synthesis. Volition as the filtering mechanism. A critical bridge between the Nine and the MIB is the idea that access to high-order information is contingent on volitional alignment. Whether it's the Nine delaying nuclear technology until humanity is ready, or the MIB blocking traumatic information post-contact, what's being managed is not knowledge per se, but the consequences of knowing. Volition here is not merely desire or will, but a compound of intentional coherence, ethical readiness, and energetic stability. Entities like the Nine or MIB may be responding to shifts in the morphic field, reacting to spikes of awareness, leaks in control systems, or openings in the ontological boundary layer. Counterpoint: control versus emergence. The Nine represent top-down intentional design, possibly initiated by humans, for example Ashoka, or higher intelligences. The MIB represent bottom-up emergent phenomena, possibly psychic backwash or memetic stabilizers that appear when consensus reality is breached. Synthesis. Both could be aspects of a larger control schema, for example Valley's control system hypothesis, not to hide truth but to regulate its timing in line with planetary developmental arcs. 4. Hidden cosmopolitics, a secret war of semiotic control. An emerging view among deep contact researchers is that we are not witnessing a single force or agenda but rather multiple competing ontologies, some aiming to seed evolution, others to dampen novelty. In this cosmopolitical framework, the Nine represent a light-side secret order, preserving and seeding advanced technologies and consciousness at key nodal points in history. The MIB represent either parasites of coherence or subroutines of a dominant information ecology, suppressing premature access to transgressive truths. This reframes both groups not as good or evil, but as functionally different agents in a planetary contact choreography. The Nine and the MIB may be part of a larger multidimensional system of checks and balances, ensuring that humanity's interaction with advanced knowledge unfolds in alignment with its evolutionary trajectory. Conclusion: by integrating epistemological, ontological, and phenomenological perspectives, we can begin to decode the roles of the Nine unknown men and the Men in Black as agents of semiotic control. Whether they are stewards of knowledge, emergent phenomena, or manifestations of a larger control system, their existence challenges us to rethink the nature of knowledge, volition, and the boundaries of human experience.